Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing Aggro Control again. This is a variation of the Worlds build, but I kind of catered it to best of one, whereas the other one's of course built for best of three. We're playing some marches and syncopates to answer stuff early or in the late game, even as they both progressively get better and not necessarily a dead draw in the late game. These things like Sunset Revelry, Out the Beanstalk, Make Disappear, and Broker's Charm all as kind of value cards to fill out our middle game plan. So we can kind of get to our Wandering Emperor, Memory Deluge to kind of dig deep, Sunfall to answer the board, Leyline Binding to answer anything else we need, or Unlock Whale kind of clean up or be that 6/6 threat, along with a Farewell to answer everything on the board. Outside of that, we're just going to hop into games to see how they go. Thanks for watching. Alright, opponent goes first. We have our Esper lands. We have Revelry, that'll get a lot of value if this is red. Oh, we'll see. Kind of red if you think about it. Fiend's Tower. Most likely playing a creature here. Or not. We'll let Syncopate go because we are on the draw and it's going to be a little bit harder to get value out of that when they keep playing one drops. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Well, we definitely have more cards than them. What do I want to play here? Do I want to play this? No, I need to double white. So we'll play Fiend's Tower. Then we can Broker's Charm to pop one of these. Now we can get a lot of value out of our Revelry. 4/3. It's like fine so far. Doesn't feel necessarily great what's happening to us. We'll play Beanstalk, we'll Revelry up, and that'll connect the bridge till we get to our Wandering Emperor. One thing I can think of is this is the Fling deck. If you sack that Blood Tithe Harvester to kill one of these 1/1s, you're a hero. So, weird thing is, we could block and save life, but I could also double block a Kamano to get some of these out of here. They spot removal it or something, then I'm fine with it. One more card out of their hand. I mean, obviously it hurts, but it's not hurt near as bad as it could have. Play this. Let's just play the Emperor now. Give them less options in terms of sacrificing. Get this 4/3 out of here. We'll gain 2, which will get negated by the Kamano probably hitting face, and then the other one will probably hit the Emperor, making way for our second Emperor. And then we can march, we can Broker's Charm. We got a lot of things going on here. They need to find a land. That's what they need to do. I'm fine if they don't, to be honest. Now they're digging. There's the braids. Yep. I've been waiting for this entire time. So now I want to hold up Syncopate. But I can always march for one, getting rid of the Broker's Charm, and then Syncopate something. Let's move forward with that game plan in mind. And I'll take my 4. You play something. Or if you're playing to just sacrifice that. Good. So now we just make them pay 1, which they cannot do. And then we march at 0 here, and we exile this. Find another land. We could also now Wandering Emperor get rid of this, but not necessarily needed, I think, yet. What is the play? On upkeep, they could attack their Hopeless Nightmare if they wanted to. I don't want to be dead to double Lightning Strike, which I'm not sure that they're playing. I know trust the imagination, but I'm just going to play around it in case. They're playing Kamano, things of that nature, so it's possible.
You're done.
Of course, sure.
Guess that's
Great. Obnix, okay.
Enough. Notions of morality. Plead for mercy's power.
Fine, I'll take my 2. Get Obnix out of here. I'm in that top deck mode. Worst case scenario, Gildred, of course. You have just another good final card. Hey, I would call that a good final card for sure. Well, do we attack or hold up make this spear? If I could attack and hold up make this spear, I would. But if they draw a good card, like a Shielded or another Rankle's Prank, make this spear actually gets there. One top, one bottom. That's not good. It's gonna take my card anyway and deal 2 damage, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. The reason they kept that on top is to upkeep Scry again. Just stop off my upkeep, please. Thank you. We trust them to just rip a good card. They draw braids, I can't counter it anyway. They have a lot of lower costs, so I'm gonna go in the offensive now. Or try to, I guess. It's the play. Now I have to hold. This is so annoying. Because Syncopate's so good in this spot. Oh, we couldn't get that Beanstalk down. They got that Rankle's Prank one time. Oh, what a nice draw. What is your play? You have anything? It could be a torch. Let's Emperor. And now I'll have a target for the first time.
Learned much during my
I
travels.
think it is a torch.
Let me show you. Let your blade do the talking.
I can't stop it, so it's gonna happen.
Still have much to learn.
Here's a Beanstalk. So let's go to combat first. Now we're gonna start drawing to get out of this game. Hopefully. So I have 4 mana. We now have 5. Next turn we can attack 5, 6, 7, 8 because this will make this into a 3/3. Well, maybe not the draw we'd like now. I'm gonna attack because it's not lethal. It's the same clock, and I'd rather have all my mana available. Being at 4 is a scary sight for sure. Rankle's Prank. I can counter unless they pay 4. 1, and I'll still have 2 mana for a make this appear. Or 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Auto pay. And I'll draw a card because it's 5 mana. Nothing. Alright, Dream Root. We'll have the 2 mana. Eldraine was actually the draw we needed. You'll see we'll make this a 3/3 and we'll actually escape this game. Go first. Our hand's like playable. The only thing really bad in it is Sunfall right now. So play a Bant Triumph. Soldiers. I honestly haven't played against soldiers in so long. It feels like I don't know what happened to them. They got bullied too much or something. But get that out of here. Very nice pickup for us. And now also drawing this far as headquarters is really nice because I got us to our Sunfall mana that we'll need. Hopefully. We need to still draw a land. Let's get this tap land down while we can. Recruitment officer number 2. Comes the Lord. Oh, recruitment officer. Where's the 4th one? If you don't play the 4th one, this is a scam. Honestly, I don't think there's a world in which they put this back on top, so I think we can just get rid of this forever. Maybe they put it back on top. I don't know. I was gonna march it, but I think we just put it back and we save march for add a line or something. They do put it on top. Okay, maybe call me a liar. We'll pass. We now have Broker's Term to draw us 2 cards. We'll take 4 damage here. No problem whatsoever. Again, taking 4 is fine. Take 4 to draw all the cards. Like to draw 2. Find land. We now Sunfall. I'd love to play this and just hold up to March, but that is way too greedy. Alright. Soldiers. Frontliner, they're staying around. Beanstalk away. Draw Memory to Lose, which is a nice pickup. We can flip out our incubation token, so we don't need to panic or do anything hasty. We're approaching what the kids would call garbage time. Any block? Maybe it gets some ganjoed? Nope, just a clean block. Right, bring it back later if they want. Brutal Cathar, okay. Nice play. It worked. Decent way to drag it out. But in my case, I don't really care that much. We just get rid of this now. I can pay 5. Get rid of it. And draw a card. I would prefer it not to flip to nighttime and take a free 3. Oh, sorry. Want to pay 4. Nope, we'll do that. Beanstalk will draw us a card. Syncopate. Okay. I might be a little over evaluating the threat, but they kind of have, like, they had 2 cards. Even if they play 2 cards, we're playing to the farewell out, which would clear everything anyway. Well, I guess if that's the case, maybe I'm supposed to go to Memory Deluge. Talking myself up and out of situations is crazy. When it goes first, that means these syncopates aren't the greatest. Sunfall's offline, but Hornlock Will is good. If they're a slower deck or they just tap out for everything, Syncopate can find value on like a 3-drop. But if it's mono red, this hand is so horrible. Do I play towards 150% of the meta or the other 50%? No. It won't be mono red, right, team? Yeah, it's white. See, told you. Everything's fine. You overreacted. Now we have double white for Sunfall. I need a lot more than that. Sunfall is going to be good. I'd assume. Oh, they do take Sunfall. Okay. Well, you know what we gotta do here. We gotta make sure our Syncopate's up. Foundry, Invasion. They can pay 1, so like, let's just let them at it. Get it, King. Line Binding cannot affect the Foundries. Sunfall can't either. They take the Whale though. You find a Sunfall though. Remote Cascade. Now we do have Leyline Binding. But again, this hits non-land permanents, so these Foundries can attack for free. Sure. I just finding this. I guess I might as well be mana efficient while I can. They have 2 colorless mana, so what are they going to do about it? Take this out. We hold up Syncopate for 1 more turn. I think the answer is yes. Well, the argument could be try to get this Sunfall and play the Beanstalk. They keep missing land drops and their mana is really awkward. I mean, oh, it's kind of less to pay too. Haha. That doesn't work. I'm drawing a card. I'm trying to get Sunfall at this point. Weirdly enough, if they don't hit a land and they want to play a 3-drop, Syncopate's still active. But no Sunfall's in here. All fine with me. Oh, they commit to that, not the other creature that can attack. They can whittle this down a little bit. Well, let's just Sunfall here. Draw land. Very nice. Set their board. We now have a Mythic up. It's going to be hindered on land the entire time. It's crazy that they're hindered on lands, but the way we drew our cards, all of our Syncopates have been horrible. It's such a weird way for that to work out. I'd like to pay the 1. I would like to pass. Attack the other one. I guess I should have done it before they could scry. There's so many of these auras. I've been playing a lot of drafts. I just forget. They all meld together now. I don't know what any of them do anymore. Let's get this back on top of their library or bottom. Put it back on top. Okay. So they scried away a thing. They don't have a land. Not gonna forget. Syncopate that away. They just gotta get through them now, I suppose. We'll just pass. If their turn is to play this, I'm just flashing in the whale. Now I'll have a 6/6 in the way that I don't think they could deal with. Sure, go for it. Yep. Fine with me. Like to play my whale and draw a card, apparently. Here's my 6/6. We'll land. We have no reason not to be aggressive. Take a big monking. Honestly, I'll let you do whatever you got to do. We'll remove this before combat this time, team. Don't worry. I will not let them scry. Trigger's already on a stack, so that trigger can resolve. Alright. Play line binding time. We have like 8 counter spells. It's just a matter of me hitting them for the appropriate amount of turns. Yep. I think on instep I play Emperor. Actually, I could just make a Mythic token, but they can block at pretty freely. Who would they target here? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I was like, I could just march it. I don't know why I was thinking. It's just like, oh, what would be most efficient? And it's like, we have way more cards. We have so many cards to draw cards. Like, just, I don't know, do something at random. All right, we get to go first. All of our lands are tapped. We hate playing untapped lands around these parts. What is it? We probably just got to play both triumphs down, huh? Blue, green, black. We don't have a red for binding. Need a Jetmir Garden, but like we also need a leyline binding. Okay. Now you didn't have to do that, but we play this. We hold up, make this sphere to counter their 2-drop. Elden. It's a Phoenix Chick. Honestly, I like Phoenix Chick. I'll counter it. I mean, it's just worth countering anyway because it is a 2-drop. This is honestly the sweetest part about having Revelry set up. is we now play this. We go down the 4 cards. We play Revelry. They could play with Fire Me. I'll still gain the life. They don't have a threat in play, so I don't get the 1/1s. But they can prevent me from drawing by play with firing me, and they do. I think just gaining the life while I can makes sense. And then now I can play Plains, play the Emperor, exile something. They fully commit, then I'll Sunfall the board. Because these are the creatures that get hard to deal with. This and Squee. We're hoping to capture a Squee with Sunfall, so it never comes back. I mean, I guess we could do it with the Emperor as well, but it's nighttime. You now have Super Haste. What is your plan, opponent? What is the deed? Probably should have played Emperor and just exiled this, but I like being mysterious. Be Mysterion. Oh boy. Sure. We know what to do here, dude. Ain't blocking. I could block. I could have blocked. I could have put a 2 in front of that, I guess. But let's Emperor up. I would assume they're just holding like something like a monster trade.
Now you've done it.
Where's your play?
That's coming off.
Already past block, so I planned on exiling anyway. We'll take 1 more damage this way. We have to get rid of the thing that's giving everything haste. So when they don't play a haste creature,
My judgment is
it's also buffing everything.
then.
Lightning strike, lightning strike. Back to daytime. Oh no, opponent. Don't let the sun shine. Yeah. Yuka's on. Here. Land. This puts us down to 8. Go ahead and clean this up. Rid of 9. Don't make it. Well, they already played 2 lightning strikes. We have to play to certain things. Draw land. Deck mode. They're better in this spot. H6. Doesn't have reach or flying, right? Flash ward. Yeah. This only has trample. This is literally in the clouds. You telling me this thing ain't got reach? I hate it here. Guess let the 1 hit. Alright. That tells me this is a land. Well, now we have to make the very risky play of just being the aggressor. Because we're actually incredibly close to lethal. Double lightning strike, which would be the grossest draw. I'm not taking a chance to be dead to lightning strike plus flavor fire though. But to refer back to what I was saying a little bit there, please. I messed this up last time because I wanted to keep ranking me. We bring this up. It is now a 2/2. We have a 6/6. Of course, we're assuming they're tapping out or don't have anything. Like, we're in a tough spot. We have to try to win. But we can then bring this up, and this will be a 5/5, and we attack. I guess we could also make a Mirrex token, but outside of that, we bring this up as a 5/5 along with our 6/6 for 11, and then this will attack. And what this bottom text says, up to 1 other target creature gets base power 3 and 3, so it's actually 14 for Xaxes. All right, I'm gonna talk about the deck a little bit, but I have like a really sore throat. I don't know why, but I'll talk about it as much as I can, as long as my voice holds up. But the marches are good. This deck used to play lay down arms, but I cut a lot of the lands, like the basic planes, and just use march to be more interactive at instant speed, which is a lot more crucial, in my opinion, at least right now with where the meta's at. So I cut a lot of the planes, and then actually added Divine Stocks. Divine Stocks weren't in the list I was playing prior, and I was like, I want a way to win. We used to play Hall of the Storm Giants in all of our control decks. What if we play this 5/5 that can make other things a little bit bigger if needed? And it worked out perfectly for us today. It was the reason we won a couple of games. Just strictly the fact that we had it. Now, is it being a tap land a little tough? Yes, at times, of course. But we already had to play around that anyway. That's kind of why I went to Marches over Laydown Arms instead. Because if I have to exile another card in hand, this gives me the option where Laydown Arms is like, if I, for whatever reason, don't have the planes, then I have a dead card in my hand. This is kind of hard to be dead because you can get everything. We added Sunset Revelry as a way to gain life against red, maybe make some blockers, or if our opponent has more cards than us, we can actually draw as well. Sometimes this actually works out really well against red, because if we're on the play, we play a tap land, say they play like a Swiss Spear. Swiss Spear's best case scenario. They play a Swiss Spear, they attack us, hit us. We play second lane, cast this. We'll actually be able to activate all three modes because we'll be at 19 from the Swiss Spear. They'll have a Swiss Spear, so we'll make 2/2/2s. And then we'll draw cards because they played 2 cards. We've played 4 because land. Well, we played 3. Land, and Sunset Revelry. Outside of that, we have the Make Disappear as a 2 of. We don't want to overload on this spot. A lot of times Make Disappear late game gets bad, and we're kind of a late game deck, so we don't want to add on to that. We play 4 up to Beanstalks to keep us in games, draw cards, and get the value out of these Marches and Syncopes, which is another reason over Laydown Arms that I went to March, because I can trigger the Beanstalk with March of the Otherworldly Light, where I cannot with Laydown Arms ever. Then we move on to kind of our other cards. We got Dissipate as a 1 of, just hard counterspell if we need it. We got Broker's Charm kind of filling the same role as like a Dissipate, but not a counterspell. It's like we can blow up an enchantment. A lot of virtues are around right now, so we got to if we can, or just draw 2 cards. The other mode's not super relevant. It could be in a spot against like red where you're like, I have 1 turn to attack them and maybe it comes up. So it is what it is. Or I guess not red, but bigger creature deck. We have Emperors because of course Emperors are good. Life gain, all that noise. Memory to lose is a 1 of, because that's kind of all we have time for with our current build. And then we cut another card. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I wanted to add a Farewell. I like playing a Farewell in best of 1, especially because you just need sometimes a catch-all card against decks that are like really producing tokens or artifacts, stuff like that. Obviously, the main thing we're soft to is like Planeswalkers. Bant doesn't really have a whole lot of way to deal with walkers. That's why Liliana's like so strong against these type of decks. And the other reason to be playing man lands for us is so we can march, we could pitch an Emperor or something, exile a thing out of the way, bring up our man land and hit it. We did that with an Ob Nix later in the game that we wouldn't be able to deal with either way, outside of Leyline Binding, of course. But having 4 answers in your entire deck for a Planeswalker that can ruin your day, not necessarily great. Then we have this little boy, this silly goofy Hornlock Whale. I know my webcam's in the way, so I apologize for that, but this guy is really cool. I definitely like the bounce. Then the threat is a 2-for-1 kind of thing, and it can slowly stall out our opponent. And especially we saw today where it gets valuable, where our opponent is one missing lands or something, but also they kind of need to keep playing threats. So we saw him put it on top, because you're never like guaranteed to know what your next card is. Even if you want a land, it's not going to guarantee be a land. So they would put the creature back on top, and that would just slow down their momentum so much that we're just like, okay, now we'll Sunfall next turn, along those lines or something. Other than that, yeah, I think I gotta be done. My voice is dying. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you do, like, subscribe. If not, that's cool. Peace. See ya. Goodbye.